Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. The name is Ninja Knight. Make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thank you. So I know an awful lot of people will be pretty upset by what we're going to see right here and now, because they're pretty much sick of the Dark Knight metal stuff from what I've seen on some forums, and they are sick of Batman centric stuff, particularly in some of the forums. They want to see different characters, Dr. Fates, Red Lanterns, Yellow Lanterns, Blue Lanterns. They want to see the Shazam family popping up very soon. They want to see alternate versions of characters, for example, the likes of Cheetah. They want to see the likes of Hal Jordan. They want to see John Stewart. They want to see all of these characters that people know and love and haven't seemed to have gotten that love quite yet. We seem to be getting an awful lot of Batman-centric characters. Obviously, though, for Mcfarlane's sales, it seems to be the best seller. The Wonder Woman 1984 stuff isn't selling. From what I've seen, the Arkham stuff didn't sell. Now, I've my theory on that, and that is because I don't think they look as close to the art style and the artwork than they should. I don't think they look as close to the game models, for example. And I think that that's the problem with anything that you're seeing on the shelves. The animated series stuff, for example, doesn't look bang on what it does in the art, and I think that hurts this. What I will say is that I think the metal stuff certainly looks a lot closer to the art than the previous figures I just mentioned. Has that got something to do with Todd McFarlane's relationship with Greg Capullo, and he keeps shouting him out, even though Greg Capullo made a very strange statement a week or two ago? It seems that he respects him enough to actually translate his art into figures quite well. So I think we probably will see more of this. So as you can see here, first up is a Robin King, and I think this looks really cool. He's nails the Robin look really with the crow. The detail that is coming along here, particularly with this sort of feathered ideas and this kind of crown that we're seeing here and this maniacal looking face, looks really good. If McFarlane can do anything good, it's particularly these evil looking characters, and he does really well with this Robin. I think that this Wonder Woman looks phenomenal. This is by far probably the best female figure that he's done. I don't think he's done a better female figure so far. He certainly hasn't in the Game of Thrones line anyway. But this looks absolutely wonderful. I like the skull that's on her shoulder. I like the chainsaw that she's accompanying herself with as well too. She looks absolutely phenomenal in this armour. I think that this is probably the best looking figure in the wave. I think the head sculpt looks really, really nice. I think the way the face is sculpted, and particularly with the sort of crown that is adorning her head, looks absolutely wonderful. And like I said, I think that this is the best looking figure in the wave. When we're looking at this here though, it doesn't look like she has much articulation going along in the torso. That's certainly a criticism, and that's certainly a worry, because where's the ab crunch? Where is the torso articulation going to come from? Is it going to come from down here, particularly with the hips? Are we going to see a rocker sort of being implemented? We'll wait and see. That is one criticism I have as well of the McFarlane figures. They do not articulate well enough, added to the fact that they probably don't come in with enough accessories. Alternate hands, for example, alternate heads, maybe that would be a nice one. I know a lot of people would say, well, they're $20, what do you expect? Up the price, I'd be happy to pay more to get more from these figures. But articulation is key now, I think, and that's something I'm going to be looking for personally. Here we have Batman with a guitar. What was the point of this? This is something I spoke about a while ago. There was a version that's supposed to come with a sight. So why has he now released two different versions of this? And this version is going to come with a Build-A-Figure piece. It's some stuff like this to me is absolutely maddening. If he decided to make this Batman that's going to come with the Batcycle, this is another coat as well too, another trench coat that doesn't fit on the Batcycle. It does not flow outwards like this. It is straight down, so that is going to cause restriction of movement with that Batcycle, or ultimately you're going to bend that into an unnatural position, and with this being rubber, it could eventually break. So that's a strange move in my opinion. Why has he gone to decide to do this? Why did you not just pack this in with the Batcycle, charge a little bit more, include the figure, and then include the Batcycle, release a standard version then with the sight, with maybe an alternate head or a painted head or something like that, or do something clever. I mean, I cannot believe he's gotten two figures out of this one, and neither of them feature a flowing sort of cape maybe jacket or coat, whatever you want to call it. Very strange. It seems like some of the decisions that get made are strange, but I suppose when you look at some of the videos of himself talking, it's not a real surprise. Superman here looks good. It looks like he has a double joint here on the left arm. Curiously and conspicuously, it looks like he might have a single joint here on the right arm, and the way it's photographed seems to suggest that. That's not great. That should be a double joint. If that's not a double joint, I'd be severely disappointed with this. Now, having not read this story whatsoever, I don't know what the gig is with the right hand side of the arm. Maybe someone can let me know down in the comments. Let me know what this right arm is about. Is it something to do with Doomsday? Is it something to do with Darkseid? Let me know. Ultimately though, I think that this looks nice. I do think Wonder Woman does look the best from the wave though. I think overall she looks really, really interesting. The boots that come with Superman here look pretty good. It does look like the chain that is around his waist and particularly around his legs seems to be another sort of rubber perhaps, or maybe even just a standard piece of plastic. Hopefully it won't hinder the articulation too much. But I think the t-shirt kind of vest kind of look that we have for Superman here looks pretty good. This seems to be on the newer book perhaps. There might be reusing some of that. But I think the head as well too looks pretty cool. The jaw is absolutely enormous. It looks like he has red eyes, so it looks like he's ready to use that heat vision, and that looks pretty cool. I think that looks like a cool Superman. So this is the Build-A-Figure, and we have a Build-A-Figure Darkfather. So this is Darkseid wearing a Batman costume. This is frustrating because from what I've seen and from what people have said, this is something that's appeared I think maybe in 3 or 4 panels, and it's Darkseid in a Batman costume. I mean, could we not have gotten like Darkseid? Could we not have gotten Doomsday? Could we not have gotten, say, Atrocitus, Lobo, somebody? I mean, the fact that he's put him into a Batman costume, who is this for? What is the obsession? I'm a huge Batman fan, but I don't get this. What is he trying to do? I don't understand it. Why not just give people Darkseid? Darkseid is what people want. This for me is like, am I interested in picking these characters up to now build this? Not really. He needs to start listening to the fans. He really does. There are some fantastic people on forums and Facebook groups and stuff like that, for example, that are telling the company what they want. They are telling the company they want articulation. They are telling the company they want Atrocitus. They want Sinestro. They want John Stewart, Hal Jordan. They want to see Godspeed. They want to see these wonderful characters. Cheetah. I think Mcfarlane could knock Cheetah out of the park, particularly in his kind of stylized way of doing things, because it seems like other than Greg Capullo's work and from what we've seen so far, Sean Gordon Murphy's work, he doesn't care about the accuracy to anybody else's work. So why not just go with these characters, these more monstrous characters? It clearly is something that he's happy doing. Articulation aside, I just don't understand why he's decided to do this. This doesn't get me hyped. Look, the Merciless Build-A-Figure was a great idea. Maybe the Devastator should have been the next Build-A-Figure if it was a Dark Knight Metals wave, and split them out, because I've seen a lot of people criticising the size of Devastator. But of course it looks super cool, as Todd keeps saying, to have a $20 figure that's Devastator. I mean, I would have been a lot happier if it scaled a lot better and just put it into a Build-A-Figure with this wave. There would have been no issue and nobody would have had a problem. Instead, I've seen an awful lot of people, myself included, that have looked at this and went, oh yeah, well, you know, that's where we're at. I don't get this. I really don't get it at all. Overall as well too, you're looking at this here, you're having a plastic cape as well too. Todd keeps telling us that he can do better than the import companies. Use some fabric, dude. That's all you need to do. Fabric capes for things like this. Fabric capes for the likes of Wonder Woman. Fabric capes for Robin there. Batman. Fabric. Prove to us that you're as good as these import companies that you keep telling us about. And maybe you'll buy into it. But at the moment, these import companies are absolutely spanking you. Mafex, whichever way you want to say it, they are doing tremendous work. And it's unfortunate because you do have top tier people working for you that are telling you these things. But for me, if I save on these 4 figures 80 quid, I'm spending it then on a Mafex figure. That's just the way I'm looking at things. Dark Knight Returns has been shown love. You're showing Batman the animated series, Love and Mafex. That's just where my money's going. I'm not sure who this was for. Probably Todd. It seems like Todd really loves Greg Capullo, and it seems like that this stuff is probably most likely, in my opinion, probably definitely selling. And where does he go from here? If all of his avenues is just kind of Batman centric, where are we gonna go from here? When are we gonna see Atrocitus? Because these are characters that people are baying for. They want. Dr. Fate is another one that I would love to see. I want to see John Stewart. I know that has been leaked and I've talked about that. But I do want to see a variety of characters and not just stuck in one story. I like this anthology idea of pulling people from everywhere. Cyborg from the Teen Titans looks decent. That has a lot of QC problems from what I've read online. Will that get addressed? Wait and see. But it's starting to get a bit repetitive now in terms of some articulation not being given. Lack of accessories, lack of alternate heads, for example. Scaling issues still seem to be persistent in this line. Doesn't seem to be fixed. And it just comes off like it doesn't care, don't care. This is the thing. And for me, it's disappointing because you see other companies have their house in order and people are buying stuff hand over fist. You've seen Mcfarlane now that's got a Game of Thrones line behind him, dead. You've seen 2 or 3 other lines that he's had. Harry Potter, dead. Possibly the Mortal Kombat line looks like it's slowed way down. Is that close to death as well too? Wait and see. He flubbed the early releases on that one. Wave 1, the articulation is atrocious in that line too. And you have Storm Collectibles that are knocking her out of the park. Granted, more expensive, but look and feel a lot better with loads of accessories. That's the standard deal. You got to step up. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Do you agree with me that there's way too many Batman characters that are in this multiverse, this DC multiverse from Mcfarlane? Or do you think that they're going the right way? Do you agree with me that the artwork isn't being represented accurately to these figures, and does that actually put you off buying these figures? It certainly makes me not interested in these figures when they're not accurate to the artwork. I've no interest. I want to have something in my possession that is extremely accurate to this artwork. Does Greg Capullo's recent comments put you off purchasing these figures if they are representative of Greg Capullo's work? I know an awful lot of people felt the same as well about Sean Gordon Murphy's comments and some of the stuff that surrounded him at the time, that they decided not to buy the figures that were from that. Were they successful figures? Probably. But there were a contingent of people that didn't buy it on the basis of what was going on there, particularly with the comics industry that's happening at the moment and what we're seeing as the death of it. We'll wait and see. Anyway, I hope Todd starts to gear himself up and starts listening to the fans. Otherwise, this would be a short and easy license to lose. He has a 3-year license. We're into year 1 now, pretty much over with. Has he learned much? I think not. Will he learn more? He'll just keep doing what he's doing, and then in 2 years' time, I suppose we can all hope and pray, if it continues the way it's going, that he loses it and it goes to someone like Hasbro, because Hasbro are going to be looking for a license that's going to be powerful, and I think that is somewhere that would definitely respect the line and respect the way the characters look. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. Good luck.